Well, hi everybody. Oh, there's my co-host is here. Oh, see, I thought he might do that. Woo! We're here. I know I'm not back on Friday nights. I'm sorry, but we're here with Fun Football Podcast. This is gonna be. We're doing a smaller version. This is our annual. We're gonna do our mock draft right here tonight. We're gonna do a little draft preview. I did one on another show last night. We're gonna talk tonight about some of the Packers' needs, the Bears, some other players that we think could go to some interesting teams. Like I want to talk Tennessee and all the smoke with Jeremiah Love. Give some predictions, and then we're gonna do our first round mock for you guys. I forgot to talk to him about it before the air. I don't know if we're gonna do back and forth. We'll figure it out on the fly.
I think we just do one pick at a time, dude, and
I
just whittle it on down.
You want evens or odds? I'll let you pick.
Let's do them all. We've already talked about doing all 32 each.
Okay, so we'll go through and we'll each give our pick, and I'll just rotate your pick, mine on the mock draft thing. Okay?
Okay, however you want to do it.
We'll do something like that. All right, everybody watching, I appreciate you guys. My name is Isaac with Fun Football Podcast. We got Med with Fun Football Podcast and Nerdcadia, which is a really fun podcast. But everybody, I hope you guys appreciate the show. Give us a follow on all the socials and a subscribe on YouTube. We're going to get rolling. I'm going to try to start doing those every time. But we're going to get rolling here. Med, why don't we talk Bears for a minute? We'll talk Packers. We'll give a few predictions, and then we'll do our mock. We'll try to get started with the mock by 15, 20 minutes in. What are some of the Bears team needs? And I'm going to ask the question in the comments while I go plug the show everywhere.
What the Bears draft needs. Well, as far as the Bears needs go, I mean, they definitely need another safety. They got Kobe. Kobe from the Rams, he's going to be coming in and starting on one side of the safeties, and then we need another one. Also, they did re-sign a couple key players that came in after Tremaine Edmonds left. Jackson will be going into that position instead. But overall, I mean, they need to get some more depth on the offensive line. They need to possibly even pick up another playmaker at receiver, seeing they just had DJ Moore traded to the Bills. And a pass rusher interior defensive lineman would be a solid as well. Maybe draft those two with your first and one of your second round picks.
Oh, I completely agree. Solidifying that offensive line. I mean, honestly, now that you let go DJ Moore, maybe a receiver late, even though you guys have some depth there with Romadunze, obviously, and you still have Colston Loveland, and you got Luther Burden. And you still have Cole Kmet, so you're too deep at both the positions, and your third isn't terrible. But maybe another young receiver and just completely replenish that room. Running back, man, I didn't even tell you this. I just made a trade in Dynasty in my other league. I traded Saquon Barkley away. I got Kyle Managai, 2 second-round picks and a third. And the second-round pick I got was second overall. So I got the 14th overall pick, a second next year in a loaded draft class, and a third, and Managai for Saquon straight up. I didn't think it was too bad. I wanted a first, but it was the second pick in the second round in a Dynasty. Mendoza could be there. If he's not, there'll still be some pretty good depth at running back and tight end, and some decent receivers still available.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good trade for you. I mean, Menungai, plays behind DeAndre Swift, but he does share the bulk, and DeAndre Swift is about due for another injury, so there's that too. And you also look.
And I have Swift, so I got the backfield.
Well, there you go. You got a handcuff, but
yeah.
So I mean that's pretty solid, and in our league that we are both in the Dynasty League together. I have my quarterback of the future with Cam Ward, so we'll see what the Titans decide on doing in this upcoming draft.
I agree. I think if you guys can solidify this defense, this could make this a sustainable run of growth where you guys continue to contend. It's going to come down to the defense continuing to protect. Caleb is huge. Getting some ancillary pieces. I like your third running back. I would say maybe one more receiver, some offensive line depth, and then it's pretty much defense. you got to fix the edge. I mean, you guys lost a few pieces on D. You've got to get your pass rush going, and there's some holes in that defense. But if you can hit in this draft, that your team's going to be scary.
Yeah, one of the things when I was compiling my mock draft, I've done like 2 or 3 of these so far, is when I was like, I really dug into this one, and because we deserve it, the people watching deserve it, and when I got to the Bears draft, like literally everything that I would like target for that team was non-existent at that point, and it really. I had to really think about what we prioritize out of the 3 big major needs being offensive line, defensive line, and safety. So hopefully, people will agree with me.
I hope so. I think so. I do. And this is a very interesting draft for the Bears. They like we talked about, man, they had had a schedule last year. This is that crucial draft where we're going to figure out if they're ready to play with the big boys in the NFC and keep a hold on the NFC North, or if the Packers, maybe the Lions, maybe the Vikings, if they get some decent quarterback play, can take back the North, or if the Bears can make it 2 in a row. Well, we're going to find out.
I like it.
The Packers, I'm thinking they did just let 2 receivers go, but they've got some young depth there with Matthew Golden and Savion Williams. And Golden did flash in that Bears game, you got to admit, especially late. He started making some plays. I'm thinking they want him to play a bigger role. I think actually we need depth on the O-line. I would love a late flyer and receiver, but I think that they might be taking a running back in the 3rd or 4th round. They have no depth behind Jacobs anymore. On offense, I think that's a big need. They lost a couple of edge rushers. That's the biggest area they've actually lost depth on the roster. People don't realize because we got Micah and we got Van Ness, but more than receiver because they had guys to back them up. And they need, I think the biggest hole on the roster is edge rusher right now behind Micah Parsons, and he's not going to be 100. And cornerback. They lost Hobbs. They signed a depth guy. I think edge rusher, corner, and then offensive line, and then some of the skill position groups on offense. This is a tough one because they do not have, man, if he is, I just stole in that trade. I hope you're right. I liked him last year. And with Ben Johnson's system, I loved him. But for the Packers, I think they've got to fix some spots on that defense, and they've got to do a better job of protecting Jordan Love this year if they don't make a trade.
Yeah. Definitely the one major concern that I think that y'all really need to address is you're looking at cornerback, because you look at that whole division and it is just loaded at receiver, not just with the Bears, but you look at what they have in Minnesota and Detroit as well. I mean, it's clear across the board. And then in all honesty, the Packers for once don't have the best room. And, it's just, you're right. They do need to address the offensive line. They do need to have someone opposite for Micah Parsons, because if teams are able to key in on just him, then they can pretty much just lock him out and keep him out of the game. Just run away from him whenever you are actually running the ball. But the defense definitely took a hit in free agency, and you lost a lot of really good players, and it's
true.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens, especially with Wicks and Dobbs now gone. I did like the fact that they did that because it opens it up a little bit more for Matthew Golden. And, that if anything can tell you in the past is experience trumps all.
If their guys that got hurt last year come back healthy, it might be addition by subtraction, because they got Jaden Reed coming back if he can stay healthy. Watson is a huge if. I'm not going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but if he stays healthy, he was huge when he came back last year. They're getting Devontae Wyatt back, the former first-round pick, who really busted out last year. And then Michael probably will be back, I'm betting week 6 or 7, around there. But the other guy that's huge for their offense, who I think is going to be, I don't know if he's going to be like full go by week 1. These ACLs take a little bit, is Tucker Kraft. So it's going to be a lot of it's going to come down to if those guys come back. That was fun, man. Appreciate it. He came on the show yesterday. That was cool. We should have you come on the show sometime. My thing is, it's hard to count on guys coming back from ACLs, but it's getting more and more doable. And if I had to bank, I think 2 of those 3 we'll see them at close to 100% by the end of the year. It's just, can you weather the storm until they're 100? Because they're probably not going to be closer to themselves until like late November, early December. You know what I mean? Micah probably won't be looking quite like Micah until around Thanksgiving. And our defense, the entire team fell off. You guys beat us twice, but dramatically the team fell off without Micah. So we got to be more than a one-man show, dude. Like Micah was that big of a difference maker. I'm going to need to see some other guys step up. So it's going to be interesting.
And with like what you were saying about Tucker Kraft is at one point he looked like one of the better top 5 tight ends in the NFL for a short period of time, and then he went down with injury. Your offense is definitely a lot better with him in it, and you look at like Musgrave.
It's a drop off.
The 2 biggest plays I remember a couple times is where he literally has to track the ball and he stops to try to watch it go into his hands. And I was like, oh man, this dude.
That's like me out there playing catch. That's like me out there playing catch when I haven't played football in a few years. I'm like, where's the ball? It's like you're playing softball. If you haven't played softball in a long time, tracking it is hard. This was hilarious. I hadn't played softball in like 10 years. Well, like at least 5 years. And this is my late 20s. And I thought I had the ball and I missed it, not intentionally, clocked me right in the head. It's tough, man. It's tough.
It was the play of the day.
It really would have made a highlight reel, not in the good way though. Before we keep going, this has been a fun breakdown. I miss talking ball with you, dude. I can't wait for next season. But the draft's gonna be fun next week, people. Me and Med, and I'm gonna try to get some good guests. But myself and Med, and probably roll coverage and maybe a few others, we are gonna preview the entire first round. But before we do this mock draft, do you have any bold predictions for the top 10? I legitimately think Jeremiah Love might go to the Titans, and I hope they do it. I think he's actually worth the pick. Is there any bold moves you see in the top 10 or like big player trades you see on day one, like AJ Brown? You know, there's always a big trade. Any predictions?
The two things that I could actually say right now that I'm expecting to kind of happen is, one, Ruben Bain is going to probably fall out of the top 10 because of the issue that he is dealing with down in Florida right now with the with really a travesty that happened 2 years ago. And the other thing is, I definitely can see the Cowboys trading up to get a premier player like Sonny Styles or something like that.
I like that one. Yeah. I like it, dude. Very nice. I think the Jeremiah Love thing's going to happen. I don't think AJ Brown's going to get traded. I've heard about the Sonny Styles thing. I'm looking at it on ESPN right now. The Cowboys trade up and they actually invest some draft capital on defense, and I think that would be a really good move for them, especially if they can keep that other first. But if they can't, might be worth the move, honestly. I think that that's a good one. I'm wondering when the first receiver is going to go. I think the Chiefs make some sense, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Commanders at 7 go with Carnell Tate. What do you think?
If Carnell Tate, there are 2 spots that I honestly think that he will actually drop into if he, in the top 10, and that would be the Titans. Because it would give Cam Ward a legitimate number 1 receiver, or Cleveland, which they'll get kind of a home state hero. And also at the same time, they also would be able to give Shedeur Sanders what he needs and a number 1 receiver. Yes, they got Jerry Jeudy, but no, Jerry Jeudy is not a number 1 receiver. He's a high-end number 2. And, I just think that Carnell Tate is going to be that guy as far as the receivers go in this upcoming draft.
I think so too. I'm wondering where the other 2 are going to go. I think the Chiefs, if Love is gone, and honestly, I think that they should prioritize running back over receiver. I think they should look at Sadiq as the replacement to. I like him as a replacement to Travis Kelce, but if not him, I think Jordan Tyson makes a heck of a lot of sense. Or Mekhi Lemon. They got to get some speed. They got to get some talent up there in Kansas City. I have some friends that don't want to hear it, but Travis Kelce's on his last leg. He's still a good player, but it's been a drop off, and he's going to play this year. So can you imagine him with a Sadiq, or you go get Mekhi Lemon? I think if Love is there, I think you just take him and run him and Kenneth Walker. Walker's typically injured anyway, so it makes sense.
Mhm.
But I think you got to go skill position one of those guys for KC. What do you think about that?
As far as KC is concerned, I think the biggest thing they need to do is they need to be able to protect their franchise player. And by doing that, you're going to draft a top end left tackle to be able to cover his blind side because, yes, I can understand getting a special player to actually take over for what is going on. No blasphemy on Kelsey's name. You best put respect on that name. Yes, I like Sadiq. But also at the same time, I think what they need to do is they need to put Xavier Worthy out there, see what he can do. Hopefully, he can stay on the field instead of getting knocked out by his own player again. I think they have enough talent on the outside. They really need to focus on building up that offensive line that when they first started making the run was elite and now it's middle of the pack. And you can just go out to the stats. You can Google it. It is 100% stats don't lie.
I love it. I love it, man. Um, all right. You got any other predictions? Are you ready to roll this? Oh, there it is. Mock draft time. I love it. You ready? You ready?
It's pretty juicy.
I haven't done one yet, man. This is actually my first mock draft. I have not done one.
So I'll tell you what, if it's cool with you, you were talking about going back and forth. I can actually do pretty much all 32 because I did a lot of work on this. So
I've done some research, but I don't think I've done as much as you. I'm going to own it. I'll give you my picks after you give yours. Sound good?
Okay.
We'll see if I disagree. All right, man. I think it's right. Let me just double check. Now we can accept trades. I'm going to say that, but let's, you know how this stupid thing
goes. We're
goes.
going to keep it 100 because I didn't put any trades in this.
Okay.
But we can discuss it. Like this is where we think that this would actually have a trade.
I'm not sure if because I picked all the teams. I don't remember. It's been a year. If we can push them through, I can't remember. So we'll see.
If I remember correctly, it's a pain in the ass to do with this.
That's what I remember. All right. Number one, I've heard they're entertaining offers. I think this one's obvious, honestly. Who do you got number one?
I think we both have the same guy. It's Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah.
Quick. So I did some like fun facts on some of these players and stuff like that. The highest drafted, and I told you this yesterday when we were talking about this, the highest drafted Hoosier before Mr. Mendoza gets drafted number one overall by the Raiders is Ian Thomas back in 2018 with the 101st pick. So this is, of course, 100 spots ahead of that. But if the Raiders really had any sense, they would just go ahead and get Mendoza. Let the guy that you have playing right now at quarterback, let him get beat up a little bit, then insert Mendoza a little bit later in the season. He has a great arm. Sometimes he trusts it a little too much, but he's definitely a player that you can help build around, and he can help lead. He has great leadership capabilities, and overall, he's a good kid. You don't have to worry about him driving 100 miles per hour in a 45 at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I love it. They changed the website too. They've got him at a 90.61, number 6 overall. I kind of figured there's some higher degree talent, but he's worthy of the number 1 pick. Gunslinger. Looks like Carson Palmer, which honestly he had some talent, so that's not a huge knock. Carson Palmer was pretty good, actually. Not everybody's going to be a Patrick Mahomes, a Josh Allen, a Lamar Jackson, a Caleb Williams, a Jordan Love. I'm just kidding. He's got some toughness, some arm strength. I'm curious if his game's gonna translate to the NFL. I would bet this is the one guy quarterback wise. There might be a second one. There tends to be 2. Like Shuck surprised people last year at the end of the year and actually looked solid. He looked way better than anybody expected. The Saints might actually have that player if they surround him with some talent. I like Kellen Moore too, so we'll see. But yeah. All right, number 2. This one could go a couple different directions, but I see a pretty easy pick here. I'm curious what you think. Who you got?
How about you go first on this one, and then I will say what my pick is.
I could see Reese or Bailey. I think it's one of the two. I
Okay.
think David Bailey fits the bill here. I'm just going to pull him up. He is number 10 overall, second as edge rusher on here. He just is the guy I keep seeing over and over and over and over. 14 and a half sacks, 19 and a half tackles for loss. He was just freaking all over the place last year. I love when you actually see production because when we're drafting guys that are like on 4-6 sacks and you're hoping that they bust out in the NFL, that's a little scary. He actually produced last year. He's got a high motor. He's got some very nice speed. You could argue Reese too. I don't disagree with either one. Who's your pick here?
I actually do have David Bailey in this position too because I like Reese, and yes, he is considered the top overall player with potential. But you look at Bailey, you already talked about the fact that he had 14 and a half sacks last year. He improved each year in college. So he started off with 2 sacks over in Stanford, and in his 4th season, 14.5, 7.5 last year. As playing the ACC. Some people would say it's because he was playing in the Big 12. But overall, you look at, like, if you go over to his stats, they'll actually show you that. And, I mean, you look at the Jets, they need juice on the outside.
A lot of sacks.
They had 26 sacks all last year, and the highest one was McDonald with 8. And, you know, that's down from 42 from the year before they went on this, I'm going to trade everyone bonanza. So the Jets need a pass rusher. He's the best one out there right now. Let's go ahead and get him and start rebuilding.
I agree. That was my pick too. Number 3 is where I think it gets a little fun. I think they have a lot of needs. The Cardinals, I could see them going a few different directions with Mike LaFleur. I think you got to go with the best talent here. And I hate to just be easy. I could see Carnell Tate if they were, they could go receiver. I like Carnell Tate. I think he's a dynamite talent. I think Jeremiah Love, you could easily argue he deserves. He deserves to go this high. He does. But I think that you got to go. There isn't a definite guy at offensive tackle. I don't know how to say his name, the kid from Miami.
Francis Magua.
I was gonna probably butcher that. And Caleb Downs, you draft him this high. I don't think you're making a mistake. However, all that being said, I think Arvell Reese is the no-brainer pick here.
And I agree with you on this one as well. First off, did you know that Joe Namath was drafted by the Arizona Cardinals back when they were the same team? Yeah, so literally I've been digging quite a bit into this, and out of the last 94 players selected in the first round by the Cardinals, 37 was for defense. So that's their entire history of players that they had. And you might as well go ahead and say 38 because Arvell Reese is that guy if he matches up his potential. Great off-the-ball defender. Number 1, as it says right there, number 1 in the linebacker ranking, even though
number 1 overall. Yeah,
I actually have a compelling argument of why Sonny Styles probably is number 1. But if everything matches up with what Reese can potentially do, and I hate the word potential because it's just ability not yet recognized, but he can take on the block. He's strong enough to where he can just shed it, go into it. But I think this is definitely a player that can highlight your defense and be like a Devin Lloyd was for the Jacksonville Jaguars last year.
I want to say thanks to 50 people for watching. I didn't even advertise this. I decided me and him had talked about it. We were just going to do it. You guys freaking rock. Okay. And Peter, I would love to get you on soon. If you want to join us next Thursday for the first round, love to have you, man. Bears needs.
I was going to say he's talking about the safety from Oregon.
Yep. I like that kid too. So I just haven't looked up much past the first round except for Packers players I want them to get. But I still, you know me, I can't not look up the draft. I have to.
Last year we played with this so much. So
next year we will do more because I'm loading up on 2027 picks on my team to rebuild. Like I've already traded Saquon away in my dynasty. I've acquired I have 2 first round picks next year now. I had none, or I had one, and I have a second and a third next year and a fifth. So I'm back in that draft. And in this draft, I've hauled up. So I'm going to be probably scouting a lot over the next week. And after the guys get drafted, I'm going to be doing a ton of research this summer because our dynasty draft is at the end of July.
Yes, it is. And
well, we got Micah Parsons, and had he not got hurt, you would have not won the NFC North, but you lucked out. So
and also, I mean, I also won our inaugural season. I won a playoff game, unlike the Packers have done the last 2 years. So there's that. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Whatever. I think I'm gonna create like a little like Seinfeld or like Comedy Bell for the fall, because we're just gonna go back and forth because your team's actually decent now, so you're gonna be talking so much shit, and I'm gonna be just coming right back at you.
This used to be a PG show right here. It's going up to PG-13.
I think we're gonna go PG-13. I'm just not gonna tell my new employers or my new kids that I do. I'm not gonna tell them about my show so that I can drop an occasional F-bomb, just to make it PG-13 leaning occasionally into rated R territory. Not like Deadpool Wolverine, but a little bit, Okay, I think number 4, Carnell Tate makes a lot of sense for the Titans. I think they need receivers. I think A.O. Maynard and DK could actually be solid. I think one of those guys could be. I don't know why they keep bringing back Old Man Ridley. I think they went out and got Darnell Mooney. I'm hoping one of those young kids pans. I can't pass up Jeremiah Love here, dude. I think it makes freaking sense. I don't believe in Tajay Spears. Pollard's solid, but can you imagine Jeremiah Love with Pollard and Spears? I feel like you would just take so much freaking pressure off Cam Ward, who started to flash potential last year. I just think you gotta go with Love here. I really do. Are you differing finally, or are you going Love too?
Oh, we are definitely different on this one.
Oh, okay.
So basically, like I've said before, I mean, I love the Love pick. I could see it happening right here. You already kind of said the counter argument of that you have Pollard and Spears already there. So yes, they're not on the same level as Love, but to me, like I said earlier, you need to protect your quarterback. Unless you want something to happen with Patrick Mahomes, like Cam Ward, like with Patrick Mahomes, there goes your franchise. So I went with Francis Mangwai at number 4 right here. And the main reason why is this dude he's a mountain. He's 6'6", 315 pounds.
You went tackle? What?
Yes.
No.
Not just tackle, left tackle.
Come on, man. Love looks baller. All right. No,
he's a baller. He's a baller, but I like protecting my quarterback. I don't want to keep picking him up off the ground. And Dan Moore, who they brought in, he was just straight garbage. He let people sack. He has that Olay blocking style where they just go past him. But you don't want him to get hurt. I get it. Fine. I guess you can put Love in there
to protect Cam Ward. I guess. No, this is actually.
I like Love there too. I like Love pretty much anywhere in the top 5. So.
I just like the fit, but you know what? They do need to keep beefing up their offensive line. I honestly think Carnell Tate makes some sense here too. Get him the number 1 receiver. I wouldn't be upset with any of those guys. And honestly, Sonny Styles, this is just such a talented group at the top here. This is not the best draft class. It's not, but some of these guys at the top, I think, are going to be pretty damn good. And the Titans have needs everywhere. They're a team I think they could trade down and load up on some more picks, and they've got some needs.
The last all-pro tackle that Titans had was Bruce Matthews.
Wow.
He retired in the 90s.
You kind of just stole me on this, although I still like Love, but he ain't going to go anywhere.
How many times do you think Cam Ward got sacked?
Oh, well, that one I'm going to have to look up. How many was it last year?
Just
way too many. I'm going to go 54.
You're damn close. It's 55.
Damn, I pulled that one on my butt, too.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty solid. I was like mid-50s.
Cheers to you.
That, and I had not looked that up in months. That when I just, that's some football acumen
Yeah,
for you
just
right
give me
there.
the rock.
I miss doing this, man. Um, damn, we got to do a show after. What's his face? Mike wants to do a show in May, so maybe we do 2 after the draft. We do a post draft. I'll try to get a good guest, and then we can have Mike on and then shut it down because this is fun. I like what Peter said here. You could argue that the best protection for a QB is actually having a threat, which is the Chiefs thing. I think that's why they went out and got Kenneth Walker.
Mhm.
If you don't have any threat in the backfield and your offensive line is mediocre, your quarterback's going to be in trouble. It's like teams are they're just gonna press small receivers like in KC and go hit the guy. But despite all the hits, Cam Ward did do pretty solid last year. Um, that's when we get to New England. That's actually my as much as I want them to go get a receiver. I like running backs, receivers. The Patriots better protect Drake May. Okay, but we are on the Giants now. We differed there, and I don't disagree with your pick. I like it. This kid looks awesome. He's number 15 here, but I don't like the site for some of this. But
It's an
6'6",
offensive
335.
lineman.
Yeah,
So
he's
he's
going to
even
be.
bigger than I said.
Yeah, he's a mammoth of a man. Mammoth. All
You
right,
see-
just so because I don't want this to take 3 hours, what do you think for the Giants? I see a lot of directions you could go here.
Who did you think? I mean, I could.
I hate just doing the playmaker route. I would love to get a guy next to Malik Neighbors, especially
Mhm.
because you let go of Wandale Robinson.
Mhm.
So Tate makes a lot of sense,
Okay.
but I would go Sonny Styles here.
I like Stunny Styles, but this is actually where I put Jeremiah Love.
Oh,
You
even with
you,
Scatabo.
you got Thunder and Lightning at that point.
Oh.
Scadabo's coming off an injury. He broke his ankle, and now you got probably the most dynamic playmaker in this draft to go with one of the most dynamic playmakers in the draft 2 years ago. Think of the offense, dude. They won't be able to double down on Malik Neighbors. They can go receiver in the second round. You got a superstar. How successful have they been since Saquon Barkley has been gone? Get your Saquon
We're
Barkley.
using PFSN. PFSN. I agree with you. I think Tate makes sense. I think you got to get some weapons for. I like this honestly. That was the direction. You know me. I'm trying to not just say running back or receiver every time, but they absolutely freaking need some talent around Jackson Dart and outside of Malik Neighbors. You kind
And
of.
there,
I also like this because Catapult is he gonna take his own head off by week 4?
well, he
Like,
does. He does an
he
amazing
tries.
pose after he backflips.
Have you
but I
seen
mean,
some? Have you seen some of the videos? The one where the guy's running like full blast with Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, and they like give themselves concussions. It's
oh
pretty
God.
funny.
Yeah, I could tell you
I'll send it to you later.
personal stuff how that works out. And this also has a little bit of a history to it.
Mhm.
The San Francisco Giants, the New York Giants have drafted
Baseball.
21 Notre Dame players in their existence, 5 in the first round, which is a tied in NFL history. So,
Ooh.
and not only that, Cam Scatabo was the leading rusher with 51 yards per game. So, I mean, let's go ahead and get a little bit higher on that. Rush.
I love it. All right. This is where I think the Cowboys trade up and get Sonny Styles.
And
Do
I
you want
agree
me to
with
try to pull the trade off?
You
Let me
can,
just
but
see if I can freaking do it. Let me just see.
you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, it's gonna make me mad. Okay, let's say they give up 12 and 20. Is that good?
I could see that.
Boom.
Oh, sure. Well, there you go.
Cowboys traded up and they take it's Sonny Styles, right? They're not taking a receiver.
I would say Sonny Styles.
I
This
love
dude,
Caleb Jones. Yes.
this kind of throws off everything else, though.
Sorry, bud. I saw this on ESPN and I didn't think it was going to go through. I'm sorry. So if
No,
this
it's all
messes
good.
up a couple picks later on, I'm sorry.
No.
This kid,
I had
Go
ahead.
the Cowboys. This would be a steal for them. I think you give up 2 firsts to get this guy. He's the kind. stars do transform defenses, like the Packers, Micah Parsons, the Browns, like Myles Garrett. And I know they weren't that great last year, but he's like gravity. TJ Watt, when he's on, there's certain players in the NFL, like Nick Emenwari to me, helped transform the Seahawks defense. I don't think it would have been as good, nearly as good, if he hadn't been as dominant as he was. Hey, from Germany. Nice.
Hey, what's up?
We got somebody watching from Germany. I love it, dude.
Yeah, international.
This show's gone international, man.
Prestige
this is professional.
worldwide.
This is professional. Do you think that Lawrence leaves the Giants? Ooh.
I think it's going to happen because John
I
Harbaugh
think,
already said something along the lines, if you don't like being here, then you can leave. And shortly after, that's when Lawrence was like, I'm ready to go.
I think it's very possible. I'm just going to be curious if Malik Neighbors comes back healthy and how he's going to, gel with Jackson Dart and Scatabo and what else they're going to do on that offense to try to get this team. Oh, heck yeah. What? He was International Fan of the Year last year for the Patriots. Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Pretty cool, dude.
Nice, man. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I like the Sonny Styles pick for the Cowboys. I think this makes a lot of sense. Med, other thoughts on this kid? I think he's an absolute beast.
No, he's going to be a superstar. I mean, he looks he's bigger than what he looks like. Because when I first saw him, I was like, dude, this guy kind of reminds me of like a young Jason Taylor type clone, where Jason Taylor came into the league 6'6" and was like 260 pounds. This dude is 6'5", 243, a bump. And I just think that, this would be a boon for the Cowboys. If this would have stayed with the Browns, this is where I had Carnell Tate going. So
I can see that.
We'll just go off of what we have afterwards. And Sonny Styles was going to be the next pick. So.
I love it. The Commanders, I actually think Carnell Tate makes a lot of sense here. Now that Sonny Styles went, the Commanders need a receiver to me. McLaurin's getting older. Debo is getting old. Like, I just think they've got a lot of needs. They need a receiver bad. I got to look at their depth chart now. Who do they have at? Okay, at receiver, they've got
Debo,
McLaurin.
McLaurin.
They let go of Debo.
No,
they got Treylon Burks and Luke McCaffrey.
Oh, so they got trash.
They brought Rashad White in, so they've got him and Jerome Ford and Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. They're just not surrounding Jaden Daniels with anything. They got Okonkwo. You could argue Sadiq. I just think it's too high for him. But Luke McCaffrey hasn't done anything. Treylon Burks was a bust. You got Van Jefferson. They got to get somebody other than Scary Terry up in there, and he's getting older. So
they need Carnell Tate.
They need Carnell Tate. This is where he goes. Makes sense.
And I'm back in the game because I have it reset. Awesomeness.
There you go. I think he's going to be a bust. He's going to bust out. I think there's possibly 3 damn good receivers in this draft, and there could even be more. But I think the top 3 are all going to be very good, and I think Tate is going to be the best one. Saints, they could go a multitude of directions. They need an edge, receiver, corner, guard, tight end. They did pick up a running back. What you thinking here? You thinking Bain Jr., thinking Caleb Downs just because he's awesome, thinking offensive lineman? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Makai Lemon. I think they're going to kind of look at what's going on with the whole situation with Olave. You got Tyler Shuck already killing it. You got ETN coming in next year. Why not just go ahead and get the band together and bring in another playmaker on the outside?
I freaking love it. I don't know if I would have gotten Lemon, but I'm not upset about it. I'm just going to agree with you on this one. Tyson, I could also see. I think there's a chance Tyson goes to the Chiefs right now. I'm going to probably pick Tyson or Sadiq. The only other guy I was liking right there was I like Delane as a corner. And Bain Jr., you could have argued because they've got needs all over the place. But I love the Lemon pick. I think he's going to be a steal at 8. He could have gone all the way down to 13, and that would have been. But I think this is the high point for him, and I think he's going to be good. 5'11", 192, speedster. He had an awesome year last year. 1,100 yards, almost 1,150, a little over actually. 11 TDs. He was a top 5 receiver with an impact rate of 85.1. Shows a lot of nuances. You want a guy that can win at the line of scrimmage. That's how Devontae Adams, even at his age, still wins. You need guys that have that release game, and that's a strength of his. That's something I actually will miss a little bit about Romeo Doubs. He didn't have speed. I think this kid, with his electric play speed, he's an excellent route runner. I think there's a chance he's actually better than Tate. We're going to find out. It's debatable. Lemon is better than Tyson will ever be. I agree here. Hey, we got a lot of people in watching, guys. Appreciate you.
And look, it's a Saints fan. Hey, tell us, Striven, are you good with the Lemon pick?
Who'd you take for the Saints? If your team is up, do us a favor. I'll put it in the comments. Tell us who you would pick. And Peter, I love that you're in, man. I appreciate it. Sorry I didn't reach out.
You're amazing.
We haven't. We've been taking a break. It's been nice. Sweat has more sacks than Parsons.
There you go.
Hey, in my defense, Micah didn't play that last game where our defense gave up 25 in the fourth quarter. So he likes your pick, though. I love the Lemon pick. I'm going Tyson here for the Chiefs. He's the one I keep seeing. If not him, I know it's a little bit of a reach. I would go Sadiq because I think they need those positions the most.
I like Sadiq over with Tyson on that one, but I kind of foreshadowed what I wanted to do with this pick. Spencer Fano, he basically upgrades at need. They do need an edge rusher. Yes, they need a cornerback badly. You traded away both of them. Way to go. But yeah, they need to protect their quarterback, and because Patrick Mahomes is not going to be taking that much of a beating anymore. So I went with Spencer Fano. Hey, did you know the last time that the Chiefs picked in the top 10, it was Patrick Mahomes who they picked in 2017?
Oh, top 10 pick for the first time since Mahomes. We're going to see if they can make the most out of it. This is that retooling. It could happen right now through the draft. They have enough talent on that roster. If they land these picks, they could get back to the playoffs this year. That's what they've got to try to do. I like that pick. I like your argument with receiver. They did go out and get Kenneth Walker. They still have Travis Kelce. Good pick. I would have gone. I actually would have gone Tyson there. That would have been my pick.
I like Tyson. It's just his injury history, dude. He tore an ACL, MCL, and a PCL.
And that's scary with the receivers they have. You don't want another injury-prone guy. The other one, my second pick was I like Fano. I probably would have gone Sadiq. Just get the successor to Travis Kelce right now while he's still on the team.
I do like the Sadiq, to be honest. That might have been my pick. I kind of like that.
I might have just done Sadiq in the top 10. Get Kelce's successor now while he's still, on the team.
What's up?
Yeah, exactly. You got a two-headed monster at tight end. You got Walker coming back. You've got Rashee Rice for a full season. You could see if Xavier Worthy has it. Now you're talking about an offense. All right, the Bengals, the team that needs 1 million offensive linemen. Oh, wait. It doesn't actually say they need one, and I just disagree with that wholeheartedly. But they need everything else on the defensive side of the ball. Do they draft Trey Hendrickson's replacement right here?
And that's exactly who I have. The bad boy himself, Mr. I'm going to kill people on the highway and shit. Since 2020, the Bengals had 46 draft picks, 24 of which have gone to the defensive side of the ball. That is the 9th most draft capital spent on defense. So they're just going to add some more. Yeah, I'm just dropping facts on facts. My facts will end at about number 14. So we're just letting you know that right now. But Ruben Bain
Peter's
here.
Funny. Ruben Bain. I'm loving these comments. Ruben Bain, that would have been my pick too. Dolphins. They need a receiver. They did I think.
You love some Jordan Tyson.
You could argue Delane here. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, if you're gonna do my boy Malik Willis any favors, get him a damn weapon. All you've got is a cane, and all he's in is trade rumors. You could argue Freeling. You could argue Lamo. You could argue anything here. Like I just like get him a damn. I want to see him succeed. So I would go Tyson. It says it too. So
I can understand that. But no. I went with Delane. And here's the reason why is yes, they need a receiver. They can get another receiver. They got 5 draft picks in the top 100. They're going to be able to get a high quality receiver between what they have. What they don't have is a top notch corner. Man, sure, Delane actually will fill that. I could see Caleb Downs actually ending his little bit of a slide in Miami. I
love
love
the
it, in
Caleb
fact, but
Downs.
I went with Delane on this one.
I completely get it. That was my second pick. They need a corner. The Dolphins have a lot of needs. I'll go Delane with you here. I'm letting you pick these. I just really hate Malik Willis not having. Who does he have to throw the ball to? Like, you know what? Let me wait. Challenge for you. Who is the Dolphins' #1 receiver right now, Med? Can you name him?
Oh, it's a Tutu Atwell.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Jalen Tolbert. Wow.
Well, I mean, he's getting his #1 receiver in this draft. He's going to get him in pick
later.
30. Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, I get it. They have needs everywhere. And Tyson, that's a little high for him, honestly. I could see him 9. Like, I've heard about him going to the Chiefs in a lot of mocks, but I get it. Okay, number 12, the Browns. They've got a lot of needs. I kind of like Caleb Downs here, but they need offensive linemen. They need a receiver too. I hate to keep saying Tyson, just to be different. I think Freeling makes a lot of sense here, or just for sake of just getting the best talent. I like Caleb Downs here. What are you thinking? I know this one threw your groove off because this was a trade.
It did, and I thought
That's
I had
a good
more
point,
on there
dude.
than what I did. But I'm going to go ahead and say this is where your receiver comes in.
All right, let's do it. Tyson?
Yeah, because I mean, I had them going with a receiver in the first round. They got, because of this trade, they now have 3 first rounds and 3 first round picks in the draft. I'm going to just go ahead and say, go ahead and get your #1, hopefully your #1 receiver. Hopefully he will stay healthy enough to where you can have that. And then I'm also pulling up my what my draft board was.
I'm curious if he's going to stay healthy. This is going to be the thing. Can he stay healthy? And can he push Tate and Lemon and actually be the best receiver here? He's torn ACL, MCL, PCL in Colorado. He still looks like he hasn't lost any of his, they said it right here, his mobility, but that's going to be it. He's got to stay healthy, and then he could be the best 3-level threat, and he could be the best receiver from this draft class, but it is a risk.
Well, originally, with this being the Dallas Cowboys pick, I had Caleb Downs going to the Cowboys.
That'd be a heck of a pick.
And then with the LA Rams, I had Jordan Tyson going to the Rams. So
I like it.
This is pretty much right where you can say that it is right now.
So the Rams are up. I would have picked Tyson for them with Devontae getting older. I know, I'm just looking at receiver, but that one actually made a lot of sense. Now that the 3 receivers are gone, you got Sadiq there. That would be tempting. Or do they just go Caleb Downs? Or they short up their cornerback room. Do they go get a Freeling or Lamo? Do they take somebody else? I don't think you could reach for Cooper Jr. Or
I love Cooper Jr., but I love the there.
I think it's a little high. Conception, I love that name. What are you thinking?
Well, when I'm looking at this right here, you look at what their needs are. You're looking at receiver. You're looking at linebacker. There's not really a linebacker that is really rated that high right now. I think C.J. Allen is the next highest one. With offensive tackle, you got Monroe, Freeling right there. I mean, you could go with the best player on the board, which is by far Caleb Downs. He can do anything you need on defense. But at the same time, you don't want to have a bare cupboard. So Monroe Freeling would be my pick here for the Rams.
So you went Freeling, right?
Freeling.
I agree. I love Caleb Downs, but it's not as big of a need for the Rams. They just shored that position up. So I agree. I think that makes sense. It sucks that Caleb Downs is falling so freaking far when he doesn't deserve it.
It's also the premium on safeties right now.
It is. So what are you thinking for the Ravens here, bud?
I actually had Olavega Ione going here, guard from Penn State, I believe. And main reason why is he kind of reminds me of like what the Tyler Booker pick was last year. Go back up, and he's at 21.
There he is.
It's just that you have a running team. Run the ball.
Yeah.
You get another road grader out there, pound that rock, and just make them give up.
I'm going to pivot, and I know I like to go offensive skill position, but can you imagine Sadiq there with Isaiah likely leaving and Mark Andrews being 31? I feel like that actually that was the Sadiq landing spot, but I've also seen it not just on ESPN, but the Ringer. Well, no, ESPN changed it. I thought they had Sadiq, but that was one where I liked Sadiq for them, just to give freaking Lamar Jackson some more weapons, but also just based on need, you let likely go, who I did like, and Mark Andrews is aging, and he's he's had some bad history recently with the team in terms of drops. So I just thought it made some sense. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 15. Is this the Caleb Downs location, or do you go edge? What are you thinking here? Tight end is a need. It says edge, linebacker, defensive tackle. They've got a lot of needs. They did let Mike Evans go. They still have 3 receivers at the moment. They still have, obviously, you've got an aging guy in Godwin, but they still have McMillan if he can stay healthy, and you've Agbuka. They did lose Rashad White, but you've got Bucky Irving. I don't think there's a running back to go here. There's a big drop off at running back. What are you thinking here?
With the Buccaneers, the thing is that they lost their defensive leader Levante David to retirement this past season. Originally, I did have Jared McCoy, number 12 right there, going to this team, but I think this is where Caleb Downs finally gets picked up.
And what a steal he's going to be, right?
If he's there, just grab him. I mean, it's just,
That's a good call, Peter. I like that.
That's a very good call right there. Future Hall of Famer at that. But
you're killing it, bud. This is fun. I missed that. I'm sad we haven't done one of these. Maybe we'll do one more next week. I'm like really missing this. Seriously, I want to do a Packer Bear one. I think we got to do one. We'll find a time, maybe Monday next week or something. We'll figure it out. Definitely. I really do want to do one. It'd be super quick. We could do it off the air too. So I think we should. All right. The New York Jets, the premier team in the NFL. Who's banking on Geno Smith, a guy I've thought about just flat out cutting in fantasy football. God, man, I just want to just flat out cut him. Somebody dropped Aaron Rodgers. I almost just want to swap. I'm not going to do it, but they need everything. Where would you start?
Well, we got David Bailey already with the second pick. I think this time we go ahead and get Garrett Wilson a running mate and pick up Omar Cooper Jr. Great running receiver that catches well in between the trade offer.
Oh, the Lions get a trade offer. It's got some 2027s in it, so I think we don't do it, even though that's a really good haul.
That's a strong grab right there. I like that they actually got the value too.
Yeah, this is cool. It added the new thing. I like this a lot. I'd say pass just because I don't want to take 2027s, so I'm going to reject it. We could counter, but I think the Lions need to keep this pick. If they do trade, that's not a terrible trade, but they need some talent. So, yeah. The Lions are up. They need to shore up that offensive line. This feels like a Falk pick or a Lemieux pick or a Proctor pick to me. They really need to tackle bad. I'm actually going offensive line here. I'd go Lemieux. What are you thinking?
All right. So originally I did have him get him Monroe Freeling right here. Big Mauler. I do like Lemieux, but one player I've always, and it's not just because he's from Alabama. But I would say
Oh, I
Caden
knew you were gonna
Proctor
do
right
it.
here
I knew you were gonna
would
pivot.
be.
You're gonna be like, "F the site, bud. The site sucks. The site sucks, man.
Well,
These
he's
sites are
huge.
terrible."
Look at him, 6'6", 369 pounds.
He could eat me. He's so big.
Exactly. He could eat us both.
See, how big is this guy? Holy crap. He is
6'6",
6'6",
369,
370 pounds. Big mother.
and he's
Dang,
fast.
dude.
And if you watched college football, you would have been like
I've watched a little college football.
you would
I've
have
seen this
been
kid.
yeah you
I've
would
seen
have
this
been
kid.
definitely watching him like basically catching touchdown passes too.
I might be watching more college this fall. It's possible. Me and my dad might get into it. I might be spending a lot of Saturdays at magic shops, playing Magic the Gathering.
Hell yeah.
Probably will be. I like that pick. I do actually kind of want to watch more college this year, mainly just this year because I'm hearing so much about the 27 draft. The Packers don't have a first, but I have so many draft picks next year, and my goal is to, other than my dad, I don't think any of the people in my league watch it. And I know you're in my other dynasty, but my goal is to trade off some of my bets and get as many picks next year as I can. I'm going to rebuild through the draft like my dad did, but I'm focusing on the 27 draft. I might
Basically,
even flip some 26 picks for 27s.
You're going to take your ass whooping this year just to be okay. I got what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I know my team. I got Josh Allen still, and I've got Omarion Hampton, and I just picked up Monagai, and I got Swift. But my receivers are some of the worst, so I'm willing to flip them, get some young kids. Like I've got A.O. Maynard and DK, but I might flip even those kids and just keep getting some. I might keep those two. We'll see. But I'm not big on Troy Franklin. I think I'm going to trade him with Jalen Waddle going there. I've got Addison, and Hawkinson, but I think I'm going to flip one of them. Just because I'm not sure what the Vikings quarterback room when you've got Call of Duty player and you've got JJ McCarthy, not feeling super confident. So that class is loaded. He's right though. There is talent in this draft. You can't just say this one sucks.
Well, it's because a lot of people, whenever they look at a draft, they look at just the quarterbacks, and there's really not many really. You got one definite first rounder and a possible one with Ty Simpson. But I mean, that's the only reason. Outside of quarterback, this, like Peter just said, this draft class is actually loaded.
It is. And I think you're going to get another Nick Emenwari. I think Caleb Downs, wherever he goes, is going to be a freaking beast. I think you've got two receivers at least that are going to be good. If Tyson stays healthy, you might have 3 or 4 in the first round that are good. You've got a Jeremiah Love who's going to be an absolute freaking beast. And these edge rushers at the top are no joke. And there's some other talent. The offensive line is very good in this draft. So people should not sneeze on this. I kind of wish the Packers were in here, but it's okay. It is what it is. All right. We're in the second half of the draft. We're at just under an hour. Let's roll. Vikings. There's no quarterback for them to take here. So, and Caleb Downs is gone. Do they go Thieneman? I know you want him for the Bears, but just being objective, do you go Thieneman or do you take a risk on a running back? Do you go McCoy here? Offensive line, they've got a lot of needs. Defensive
You
tackle.
said it right the first time. Thieman's coming here, and the main reason why is you got one
Peter.
more year of Harrison Smith. Go ahead and bring your boy in.
I agree. Sorry, Peter. I like that it says it like 6 times now. Sorry, Peter. Sorry, Peter. Oh, wait, there's another one. Sorry, Peter. Sorry, Peter. 6 of them.
It's
wow.
kind of like, I was going to say, it's like kind of rubbing it in, too. It's like, sorry, Peter.
Boo.
That's pretty much what I'd say, too.
That's a great pick for the Vikings. Okay. Panthers give up 19. They get 48, 79, 102, 122. So they get a second, a third, a fourth. They give up, I think that's a 6th rounder in 200. And they get a second and third next year. This is a damn good trade. Would you take it with the 27s?
I mean, I would. But also, I could tell you I got Kenyon Sadiq with this pick before you take it.
Let's just do it. This is great, dude. You get him. Now you've got your running back. You got your 2 receivers. You got everything for Bryce Young. I think it's perfect. That's not a bad trade either. I'm going to go ahead and decline it. As good as of a trade as that is, it's not even close to the last one. We're going to keep it for your Browns here. Ooh, Packers offered a trade. That's a lot. We're going to.
Do you want your first round pick?
Can I do this to get a first rounder?
Go ahead.
Yay! Oops. It took McCoy. Is there a way to undo it? Is that the undo button?
Well, you do need a cornerback.
Actually,
You do need a cornerback.
I probably would have taken him. I like
Well,
Conception. That would have been fun. I would have thought about Falk, but McCoy probably would have been my pick. So yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and McCoy, he had 4 picks in the 1 year that he was healthy. So I mean, he has the talent to be a shutdown corner. And I mean, I'm kind of like you. I would like to have another pass rusher opposite of Mackay Parsons. I can't pronounce his name all of a sudden, but
Mackay Parsons.
yeah,
I love it. Mr.
Mackay
Parsons. I know your brain. I know you've had a long week. Your brain. I get it.
Yeah.
We can roll. You're good, man. 21 Steelers. Do they take a risk on a QB? Do you just do the Ty Simpson thing? Take the risk?
I think they go with Lumu. Originally, I had Caden Proctor going here to help bolster the offensive line a little bit because they're talking about moving him to the inside. But yeah, no, I definitely went with.
Would you take this trade if you're the Chargers? You get a 27 second, but you get a second rounder and a third, and I think with the comp picks, that's a late third or early fourth. That's pretty good. Would you do it?
In real life, yes.
Or this one.
I went with Peter Woods on this one.
I love that pick. That is a great pick for the Chargers. I like the Falk pick too, but I think Woods makes more sense here. I'm with you. Good pick. Wow, lots of trades now. Damn. Yeah. Dude. I'm just gonna reject.
Of course now.
I know, right? Woods is a good pick. 6'3", 315, great leverage, explosive, they nailed that hyperdense fame, but I like his power. I've watched some clips on this kid. Not that I agree, he's not the longest, but I liked some of the raw talent I saw. All right, Eagles.
Also,
sorry, go ahead.
Just to let you know, with the 20th pick, originally it was Cowboys. I had Falk going there.
So you got Falk going to the Eagles?
At this point, I kind of see that because originally I had them going with Caleb Lomo, but we've done some trading and everything like that. But the Eagles, they definitely need an actual pass rusher out. I mean, Jalen Carter is pretty much it. They haven't really been able to put much pressure on them, which is what I think really led to their downfall last year. Kendrick Falk 100% on this. Give him the kid.
I agree. We're going to figure out if the Eagles are going to recover, if Nick Sirianni can get the most out of this talented team, or if they're going to continue to slide. It's going to be very interesting. I'm going to just reject. They're not bad, but let's keep this pick for the Browns. They moved down 4 spots. Who did you take for the Browns already? We took Tyson. Okay. They picked up a third and a second from the Packers next year. They've got their later picks. They've got 24. You got Tyson. You got the receiver. They need offensive tackle. They need a quarterback. Maybe Shador hits. You need all of the offensive linemen. You don't need a running back. You've got Judkins finally. Yeah. You solidify the offensive line, or are you going to go somewhere else here?
We're going offensive line because Blake Miller is right there from Clemson. I think that you go ahead and get a solid tackle. If he doesn't work out at left tackle, you move him over to the right. This would be a good pickup and also kind of keep Shador a little bit. He was running for his life half the time last year with that old offensive line that was in front of him. Blake Miller is actually a pretty decent pickup, not as big as some of the other players here, but he has great lateral movement. I live in South Carolina, so unfortunately I get to watch a lot of Clemson football. So
you watch Clemson? No way. I never would have guessed it.
All right.
All right, man. Your team's up.
I'm doing this for so I agree. Safety would have been a big thing for me. Peter Woods would be perfect right here. I'm not a big Caden McDonald guy. I think that he's a little bit too big, and he's a magnet for double teams, which is good if you're a linebacker. But we want to be able to actually have a little bit of a pass rush to push up in the middle. So we're going to go Christian Miller from Georgia. A little bit more power, about the same size as McDonald, and gives you another kind of raw still with his pass rush moves, but definitely the player that you would want to have here.
I like it. Isn't quite the caliber from Georgia. Georgia has fallen off a little. I actually had the Doghouse podcast. I went on his show. I don't know if it's out yet. If it is, I'll send it to you. But we talked about Christian Miller. He was somebody I kind of liked for the Packers because they did lose Colby Wooden. But they picked up Hargrave, so they're not terrible there on defensive tackle. But we previewed the Georgia players, so we talked about him in depth. And I like this pickup for you guys. He was one of the first players. Obviously, he was one of the first prospects from Georgia because it's a little bit of a weaker class. So, Christian Miller, I'm going to grab a water. Go ahead and what are your thoughts on I'm going to decline these. What are your thoughts on the Bills, bud?
Went with an edge rusher right here. Go ahead and go to defense and edge if you want, or go ahead and grab your water while I sit here and look good in front of the camera. I got it.
Yeah. It's too bad Janae's not on here to tell you how good you look.
Well, I mean, it's not easy being me.
I know, bud. I'm sorry. We need a pretty person on the show. It's definitely not me. Definitely not. No way.
Never, you've been Mr. Stud Muffin lately.
You like the mustache?
Oh yeah, dude. A little je ne sais quoi right there.
I know. There's a little. You can actually see just a little bit. Little bit. Man. I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm enjoying this.
This testosterone
Peter's like, yeah, I take them every day. And my voice is a little deeper now.
Starting deepen out.
You gotta have self-deprecating jokes. It just adds so much, right? All right.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, so many testosterone shots. No, man, I can't grow a beard, and I refuse to take those things. But I can't grow a beard. But I'm happy with it.
It just doesn't grow out.
I've got a buddy who grows out. He's the one I want you to meet whenever you come out to Arizona. All right. Bills. I see a lot of need. Time to repress another. Peter's like, I can't believe I'm watching this show.
Why am I watching this? Why am I watching this? Because you love us.
Because you love us, Peter, so much. You don't want to repress memories. You want to talk about testosterone shots. Okay, the Bills. I honestly think they go another receiver. I can see conception here. I like it. They do need edge. I'm going to go to edge really quick and talk about a few guys like we always do. Zion Young is not a bad pick, but I like the kid from Miami. TJ Parker would be a little bit of a reach. At safety, I think he actually could go here. McNeil Warren might be a little bit of a reach. Mm-hmm. I really like CJ Allen.
I do like CJ Allen too.
I think this is a good pick for them. This is hard. I feel like they need an edge, but they got to overhaul that receiver room. I hadn't done it in a minute, pick receiver, but I would go the A&M kid. But you could talk. I think my second pick would actually be Allen.
I went with Akeem Mezendorf right there. He is a little bit older. I think he's 25. But no, he has good pass rush moves, and you do need to put some pressure on the quarterback because every time they brought someone in, it's failed because Von Miller was too old. Joey Bosa was always banged up. You bring in these old veterans, what happens?
You're right until the testosterone shots part. You were right. One show, I think we don't tell people when it's going to happen, Med, and I think it should be a surprise sometime in 2026 where we say nothing serious the whole show, and we just F with each other and all of the viewers. And we're like, I'm just like, I love the Chicago Bears. They're a wonderful team. They're definitely going to win a Super Bowl this century. I think that I believe Caleb Williams is going to own the Packers and that he is going to be the best quarterback in Bears history. And I think that they are going to sweep the Packers this year. Just like stuff that makes no sense. Just do that. I love it.
Well, you'll never hear me say I love the Green Bay Packers.
I can't even say it. I know I can't even say it with a straight face. I will tell you, there's pitch. I will tell you, if the Bears actually make a Super Bowl, I will root for them. I won't be happy if they beat my Packers, but honestly, if the Vikings make a Super Bowl, if the Lions ever do in my lifetime, you guys have made one. I've actually seen you get there. But if the Vikings or Lions actually make one, I will suck it up and root for them. I just don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
You do realize that the gates of hell would open up if that actually happened, right?
Like, I mean, they're trusting a professional Call of Duty player to be their QB1 or
That's
to
Minnesota.
incentivize their first round pick to actually play better. And the Lions, I think, are going backwards, in all honesty. I don't like that defense at all.
Well,
And
and
I'm
everyone
not
seems to
sold
be
on Goff.
retiring now. So
Yeah,
they're
true.
they probably, you know, what happened is they signed their contracts. They went up to Detroit and said, you know what, this is a pretty shitty city, and then they retired.
I agree. You know, that's the one city, if I go to all other 31, which I really do want to do in my lifetime, I want, hey, man, yeah, of course, dude. I really do want to go to all 32, but Detroit might be the last one I
Okay.
go to. For real. I might hit all of them. And then when I'm like near retirement, I'll hit Detroit.
Well, I've seen
Save it
everything
for
else.
last. I want to go to Canton before I go to Detroit. I want to go to
Canton's really
Hawaii
cool.
and see the
Canton's really
Pro
cool.
Bowl. We got to do Canton. Okay. 27, 49ers. They do have a little bit of need at receiver. They need a tackle. I like the Arizona State kid here. Other offensive tackles that make a lot of sense. Really, it's a drop off. You'd have to reach for Tiernan. That's where this starts dropping off. Do they just take the kid from Arizona State? They do need a guard. There's a couple there that aren't too far down the board. They do need receiver. Best one is the A&M kid, or you got Denzel Boston. He's right there. Chris Bell, Brazil. Edge rusher, you've got Zion Young right there from Missouri. I like him. That's one of my picks for them. Or a safety. I like McNeil Warren. I actually think he could be a first rounder. Who are you thinking here for the 49ers? We got a few picks
I
left.
went with your boy Max. From
Heck
Arizona
yes.
State. I mean, it's, you know,
I'm
you
moving
name
out
it,
there. I'll see a lot of them soon. I might go to an ASU game this fall.
Go. You look at, like, if you go ahead and switch over to the. Well, hopefully the Storms don't drill you, because that'd be weird.
Yeah, I agree. This kid, Pregnan, I've heard of him. I've heard of this. I gotta talk about this other kid, the one with the beard who yeah. Sorry, I got a text from that friend. I'll tell you about it later. Okay, let's do the Texans. Man, they need a lot of help on that offensive line. I think you got to hit that. Kate McDonald wouldn't be a bad pick here, though, either. They went two receivers last year. They don't really need a corner. They need offensive line help badly. Or I agree with this. They really do need a tight end. I'm going to see if there's. I do like Delp, but I just can't see him going at 28, you know?
No.
So that's just too high.
I went with Caden McDonald. I figured if anything,
I
he'd be
agree.
a good rotational player. Just bring him in whenever you need to stop the run and, you know, make that good defense into a better defense with this addition.
I agree. All right, Chiefs are up again. Who did we take with the Chiefs earlier? You took
I think it was Foden.
the tackle. You gonna go with the receiver from A&M now, or are you gonna
No,
go hit some
I'm going to
defense?
go with Colton Hood. They need
knew it.
a quarterback.
They do. Oh yeah, they have to. They have to after trading him away. That was, I thought, a big mistake.
It's basically at this point you're going to kind of figure out why I did certain things and why I picked these players. But Colton Hood is actually a really decent corner. He was forced into being the number one for the Tennessee Volunteers after McCoy went down with injury. And exactly, John, I agree.
He likes it. Well, and this is what they do. They let their corners go. They draft that position well. If they're going to rebuild quickly, retool, they've got to have better quarterback play. And they let Watson go too. They might end up going two corners, kind of like the Rams did in free agency. They might do that in the draft and replenish that room right now. I think they need help on offense, but you got to get some corners up in there. So I agree.
Not only that, you go and click on offense and look at the receivers. It's actually a really deep
it is. There's a lot of players here. They could get one in a little bit. I don't know what their next pick is. I'll pull it up in a second. We did some trades, but let me just look it up actually. Chiefs draft picks. I know they've got a second round pick. Let me see what number it is. I've got the Packers memorized. I just don't have all the other teams. They got pick number 40, so they easily
could
pick up Yeah, they can get Chris Bell or Brazel, or if Denzel Boston. If Conception falls, I know you got a Texas kid already, but I think you just take him at 40. That'd be a steal. It would have not have been a bad pick at 29, but I completely agree with you on Colton Hood. That would have been my pick as well. And yeah, I agree. But you do need a tackle, but if you need to go corner first, unless they're all gone, and it makes no sense. I think that's absolutely the move. All right, we're at pick number 30, the Dolphins. I was trying to look. We took that cornerback earlier. All right,
Also, Don, we earlier in the draft at number 9, we picked up Spencer Fano, so that way we protect your franchise quarterback.
Yes. Dolphins got Malik Willis. This is where I would take a receiver.
Definitely taking a receiver.
Which one?
I personally like Denzel Boston because if you look at his measurables, he is a bigger receiver. He would be able to take a larger target. Malik Willis is not really known for his accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if anything, go ahead and get a big.
He looked pretty accurate.
When was he accurate? It wasn't during the Bears game.
Hold on a second. How
accurate was he?
Hold on, let's check this out. He actually completed 86% of his passes in 2025.
Was it like little sideline sweeps?
Well,
like
yes, a lot of it was.
Here, a little dump off there.
But
I mean, if I'm playing catch in the backyard too, I'm freaking Joe Montana.
Can you go out and throw it in the NFL? Okay, he only threw 35 passes.
If I'm throwing it 5 yards, evidently I'm throwing it like Malik Willis.
He still completed them. I don't think it's going to work out for
the ball.
I just don't see it working with Tutu Atwell. So Denzel Boston better be solid.
No,
because
Tutu Atwell's a solid.
Here's what it was. I feel like LaFleur schemed things up perfectly for him.
LaFleur.
Yes. And well, I'm not a fan of, but he did work well with Willis. I really hope it works out for him because I like the flashes I saw the last 2 years in Green Bay. And the year before he was throwing some deeper shots. But yeah, he had 3 games. I think it was 3. I'm looking right now. He only threw 35 passes. 30 actually. His average was actually he averaged 12. Hey, Med, he actually averaged 12.1 yards per completion.
That's because they ran after they got it 5 yards out.
I would completely agree with you before the last couple of years, and I think we're going to see your problem fully come out. But that was actually the one thing that was a pleasant surprise with Malik in Green Bay. But it was a very small sample size. But I agree. I'm hoping for the best for my boy in Miami. I don't have a lot of faith, and it's more about Miami than him. I feel like they're throwing him like sheep to the wolves here. I feel like they're just like they're planning to draft a quarterback the next year, and I'm hoping he proves them wrong. So let's get him a weapon. Denzel Boston. All right, Patriots, I would not go get a receiver, even though they do need one. You better get some linemen. And I can't believe it says they don't need one. That is a big mistake. I like Conception. That would not be a terrible pick. They need an edge. I'm going to look at offensive line just because I feel like that's what they need. The problem is this is the best guy left. It's pretty much one of these 3. What would you do? Would you reach for a lineman or would you take something else?
I had KC Concepcion going here. And
yeah, I think so too. I think you got to do it.
I think, with Dobbs coming in and everything like that, they have to get some youth in there too. I mean, Stephon Diggs did all right, but, just go ahead and you already got Drake May. You're giving him his Batman. Go ahead and give him his Robin as well.
Sounds good. Number 32. Seahawks. What are they going to do? They lost. All right. I'm going to do some actual intelligent research here.
Ooh.
Seahawks. I know. Look at this.
It's a deal.
Who did they lose in free agency? They lost Kenneth Walker, so they need a running back. They lost Kobe Bryant. They lost Mafe, and they lost Reek Woolen. So they lost an edge rusher, 2 DBs, and they lost Kenneth Walker. I think running back is a strong need. I just don't see it here. I like Price, but I see him as a second rounder. What are you thinking?
I have them going with offensive guard from Texas A&M. I can't remember his name. Can you please click on off OG because I don't have it pulled up right now.
Hold on. From A&M?
I believe so.
Beast
There
United.
he is.
Yes.
Chase
That's a good pick.
Biscuits. I know it's
Biscuits,
not
baby. Biscuits. All right, I'm gonna pull up the full board. Let's review it. We are gonna do a Packer Bear draft. We might just do an NFC North mock next week. Well, I think we'll do it live for you guys. I don't mind doing them off the air, but it's more fun to have people on here. So yeah. But this is my first mock, and it's already mid freaking April. I haven't done this in since I started the show.
Oh no, they're fun.
This is a blast. I mean, it's the first time I've waited this long to do a mock. Chris Johnson, the running back. I just couldn't reach for a running back there. Med, you want to recap the draft, or you want me to do it?
Go ahead and do it, man. I've been talking enough.
Okay, so
yeah, get you a swig.
Hold on.
Yep. There it is again.
Overcoming this cold, I got to be good.
Yeah.
All right. Fernando Mendoza goes number 1 to the Raiders. David Bailey goes number 2 to the Jets. Arbel Reese, edge rusher from Ohio State, goes to the Cardinals at number 3. The Titans go with the offensive tackle, Moyoga. I don't know how to say his name, from Miami, Francis. Jeremiah Love goes to the Giants at number 5. I think going to be the best pick in this draft, possibly. Or I like the top 5 guys ahead of Love, but I love Sonny Styles going to the Cowboys. They make a blockbuster trade up to get I think he's going to be an all-pro linebacker from Ohio State. The Commanders make a very good pick, get Carnell Tate, receiver from Ohio State. Mekhi Lemon, receiver from USC, goes to New Orleans Saints. They have got to get weapons. I like Olave, but he's a concussion away from retirement. Get Chuck some more weapons. I think it makes sense. Spencer Fano, offensive tackle from Utah to the Chiefs. I don't think he wasn't here pitch. I don't think he likes that. He probably is going to leave some comments. I can't see what they are. Probably not a fan. Ruben Bain Jr., edge rusher to the Bengals to replace Trey Hendrickson, edge rusher from Miami, Florida. Mansour, I love that name, Delane, cornerback from LSU to the Dolphins. Jordan Tyson to the Browns in that trade back from Arizona State. I've heard great things. I got a lot of friends in Arizona. Watch the Sun Devils. I've heard great things about them. Hold on one second. All right. Monroe Freeling, offensive tackle from Georgia to the Rams. Protect Stafford, prolong his career, makes total sense. I'm not even going to try this guy's name. The guard from Penn State to the Ravens.
Just go Vega Loan. Vega Loan. Vega Loans. That's going to be like a bank. Go ahead.
Vegas Loans goes to the Ravens at 14. Caleb Downs, my number 3 prospect. I actually did make a board at Ohio State. He was actually my number 3 talent overall. Maybe number 4. I had him right behind Love and the 2 edge rushers. He was tied with Sonny Styles on my board at number 4 overall. I think he's going to be a baller. The Bucks have got a lot of needs. If Baker can rebound and play better, I think that's going to be a great pick. Omar Cooper Jr., because, Geno Smith needs weapons because he's such a great quarterback from Indiana. I had to. Caden Proctor, I knew you were going to pick an Alabama kid for the Lions. Dylan Thieneman, I love that you were impartial and took him for the Vikings. Very good from Oregon. Good pick. Kenyon Sadiq, this is a great pick for the Panthers. I think he's by far and away the best tight end. Hopefully he pans out. The Packers trade up, get the cornerback. They absolutely need to pair with Nixon. That is a dynamite trade if they don't give up too much. I actually really like this. Moving up makes some sense to me as a Packers fan. If they don't trade the pick for, I've heard rumors about Marvin Harrison or whatever. Caleb Lemieux goes tackle from Utah, go to the Steelers at 21. Peter Woods, defensive tackle from Clemson, goes to the Chargers at number 22. Edge rusher Keldrick Falk, that's a fun name, from Auburn, goes to the Eagles. They need him bad. They were missing some juice in their pass rush last year. Blake Miller, the Browns get a tackle, so they had given Shador. You got the running back, you got the tackle, now we got your receiver. Let's see if Shador can do it, because I think there's a chance he could. Christian Miller, love the pick for you for the Bears. That was a great pick. If Thieneman's gone, and I think he will be, I don't think he falls 25. Maybe the Bears move up. Akeem Mesidor, edge rusher from Miami, Florida to the Bills at 26. this 49ers get some protection from Brock Purdy. Max from Arizona State. I'm not saying the last name. Caden McDonald, the defensive tackle from Ohio State, goes to the Texans. I think they need it. He wouldn't hate it. He just doesn't see the Chiefs doing it. I do think they need a tackle. I think that is your best two needs if you don't go skill position. But that's, we're going to talk about the Chiefs right now. They take Colton Hood, cornerback from Tennessee. Love the pick. Denzel Boston, receiver from Washington, to get my boy Malik Willis an actual receiver because they don't actually have one.
They don't have a receiver.
No, the Patriots did upgrade the line in free agency. I like this pick, though. I'd love that you got Romeo Doubs. Go get you another weapon for Drake May so that he doesn't drop off like he did in the playoffs. You can hit offensive line later. And then the Seahawks get a guard, Chase Biscuits from Texas A&M.
Biscuits.
What you think, man?
Well, I mean, evidently I like it. I mean, pretty much,
I think I did pretty well if I do say so myself.
Yeah, no, if anyone else has, John is already, he put in his, in fact, you know what? John should actually join us with one of these.
John, if we do a mock on Monday, I would love you to join us. We'll probably grab Peter and do a 4-person mock. We can just do our teams. The only problem is Peter likes the Bears, so maybe Med can draft for somebody else, or maybe
I'll draft for them boys.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That'd be fun. Or we could just do another first round mock. I would love it. We can just make sure everybody gets their teams. I would totally be down to do one more of these. That'd be cool. We'll talk it out. But if you're free Monday night or Tuesday, that'd be great. I don't want to do it Wednesday because we're gonna do the whole first round. We're gonna cover the whole thing next Thursday. So Monday or Tuesday night, I'd love to have you on, bud. So I'll message you in a little bit. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed. This was the mock draft. I had a blast. All 80 people watching, I appreciate you guys. We had some people from, oh my gosh, from Germany watching. That was freaking cool. I like that a lot. International. But thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Go give it a grade on YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube. Go check out the socials and go check out Med Show Nerdcadia. Handle Nerdcadia stands on Twitter. Is it Nerdcadia stands on YouTube or just Nerdcadia?
Just Nerdcadia.
Okay.
I need to get it all together as far as that goes. But we will be recording episode number 2 this Friday. So
nice. I want to get the movie pod going back up, but I'll be moving. We'll see. Maybe I'll probably drop a couple this summer. We'll see. But yeah, we will have another show, 2 shows next week, and probably 1 the weeks after. Probably cut off early May because I'm going to be moving. But yeah, so hope everybody enjoyed. We wrapped it in just under an hour and a half. I'm impressed with 32 picks. That's not bad. Med, did your research, man. You knew your stuff. You carried, as always. Nicely done. We'll see you guys back here on Monday or Tuesday night. I'll plan on Monday, probably about 8 o'clock-ish Eastern. And we'll see you guys soon. John, I hope you can join, man.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Wonderful evening.
Everybody, go enjoy this lovely mock draft to hold you over until the NFL draft next week.
Season.
And I hope the Bears butcher their pick. Packers don't have a pick to mess up, so there you go. All right, everybody. See you soon.
They'll probably just draft another offensive tackle anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everybody. See you guys soon.
Night, guys.